Joining us now is Stephen Cook, Senior Fellow for Mideast and African Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations. He's also the author of the book, The End of Ambition, America's Past, Present, and Future in the Middle East. Stephen, it's great to have you here. So this is almost the exact same deal Hamas rejected a couple weeks ago. Why are they agreeing now?
You're exactly right, Elizabeth. This feels like Back to the Future. It is, one Israeli official called it 98.6% the same deal that was on offer a number of months ago. Hamas is clearly feeling the pressure. The Israelis are moving closer and closer to Gaza City. And if the Israelis are good to their word, they will move all the way into Gaza City and seek to destroy Hamas. Hamas's problem is this: they cannot give up hostages, so they want these kinds of partial deals. The hostages are really their only leverage in negotiations with the Israelis. And as the Israelis turn up the pressure, and in particular as President Trump supports them, they want to be seen, and let me emphasize, they want to be seen as being more flexible without necessarily being more flexible.
Right. Well, now Netanyahu is saying all the hostages have to be released. I mean, he's gone from saying, okay, we'll take half the living and half the dead, to nope, we want them all.
Right. This is exactly part of the Israeli war strategy. If they were able to get everybody back, they would be able to fight unfettered, believe it or not, in Gaza in order to destroy Hamas. And Hamas knows that, and that's why they don't want to give up all of the hostages all at once. This is a pattern between the Israelis and Hamas almost since the beginning of these kind of diplomatic maneuvers to bring about a ceasefire and hostage deal, is that the parties aren't actually interested in a ceasefire. They're interested in blaming the other for the failure of ceasefire negotiations.
Well, and as you rightly point out, the minute Hamas relinquishes those hostages, it has nothing left, no cards left to deal. What do you make of these massive, massive protests in Israel this week, and up to 400,000 people? The Israeli public is clearly growing weary of the war. Many are opposed to Netanyahu. And all these protesters are calling for the hostages to be released, not for the war to continue.
That's actually quite stunning to see how many Israelis are out in the streets now demanding an end to the conflict. Israelis had been firmly behind this government throughout many, many months. But the idea of yet a new offensive without much to show for it. Every time Israeli leaders say that they're close to getting the hostages, that more military pressure will bring hostages home, that it brings about basically nothing, a continuation of conflict. Israelis reservists have served 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tours in Gaza.
They're exhausted.
Exhausted. The IDF is having manpower problems. So it is, although many Israelis support Prime Minister Netanyahu in opposition to a two-state solution, in opposition to the Palestinian Authority taking over in the Gaza Strip, they do want the hostages home. They believe that the government is prioritizing the fight against Hamas rather than bringing these poor people home.
Here's the irony, though, the political irony of it all. The more unpopular Netanyahu becomes, the more he needs this far-right coalition he's cobbled together to keep himself in power. And this coalition has said, no, we want to go, take over all of Gaza. They're pushing the most right-wing, conservative, provocative, and controversial aspects of Netanyahu's policy here.
Indeed. Public Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has never supported negotiations for a ceasefire and, in fact, opposed previous ceasefires. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has been more equivocal than Itamar Ben-Gvir, but has consistently threatened to bring down the government over ceasefires. Their goal is actually the resettlement of the Gaza Strip. They are settlers, and their goal, and their belief is that thoroughly destroying Hamas and resettling the Gaza Strip is both a biblical commandment as well as the best way to ensure Israeli security.
Wow, that's a real situation. Thank you. What a mess. Stephen Cook, great to have your analysis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.